So we've learned how to put our flute together. Now we need to learn how to make a sound. So to actually start practicing how to make a sound, we're going to take the head joint off of the body. So holding on to the body with our left hand away from the keys and holding on to the head joint with our right hand, we're going to twist off. And then I'm going to set the body on the floor or someplace safe so that way it doesn't fall over or get stepped on or anything crazy like that. Now, I've got just the head joint. So I've got my left hand holding onto the capped end and my right hand is holding onto this open end, kind of like this. Now to place the flute lip plate, we want the hole, the embouchure hole, to gently rest kind of on that bottom lip. So right in the center, the hole is right in the center of my lips. Having that, just that little edge right there, barely touching my bottom lip. And this lip plate is gonna sit sort of in this valley. If you look from the side, you might be able to see it. There's a valley from my lip and my chin right here. It's a great place to place that flute lip plate. Sitting in the valley, nice and comfortably. Now, to create the sound, I want you to go and then Try it without the head joint first. So so your corners are sort of back. And then so the air is just coming out of the center. Now, if you're not getting that clear sound yet, you might have to roll in or out. See how the hole, the embouchure hole, is very, very small, just to make sure that air is going in and over. Now, if you have a little bit of a teardrop lip, that's when the lip comes down in the center, then you might have to adjust and move to one side or the other. So it's not centered with the lip plate, it's just a little bit off to the side. Once you can get that consistent sound, it does take some time. This is the hardest part of flute. And then once you get comfortable with just making that sound, then we can move forward. So we've made that sound. We can place it comfortably. Now take this hand and gently there you have that part. Now another fun sound we can do is we take our finger, place it, we can make all sorts of fun sounds on just the head joint, which is pretty dang cool. So once you have that consistent sound on just the head joint, let's go ahead and place it back with the body of the instrument. So holding with your left hand the head joint, and then your right hand you're grabbing your body and the foot joint of your flute. We're gonna place it back on again. Just twist, 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 twist while we're pushing in. Not all the way in. We want to leave a little bit of that discolored color sticking out. Now, we need to hold the flute. This is a weird instrument to hold, and that's okay. It just takes a little bit of time to get comfortable with. So taking your thumb, we're going to press this key back here. Not both keys, just this one here. Now, our first finger is going to kind of chill for a little bit, but it does hold the weight of the instrument kind of close to this knuckle here. So your first finger is just kind of hanging out. Your second finger is going to, so we're skipping this key. Normally our first finger's here, but for now we're not using it. Skipping that key, 3, 2 and 3 are there. Pinky's just kind of hanging out as well. Our right hand, we're going to place our thumb underneath, just for now, it doesn't really matter, just to make sure we can get our fingers placed first. Our third finger is going to be closest to the foot joint, and then our second finger, and then our first finger pinky's just kind of hanging out above these keys. Doesn't have to be up in the air, but for extremeness, just so you can see that my pinky's not pushing anything, I'm gonna have mine up in the air. Now, having your thumb comfortably in between these first two fingers, it's a great spot to have it comfortable and hold the weight. This is the fingering for note D, the very first note that you will play. Remember that kind of sound and shape that we were doing with our embouchure. That is what we will do when we bring the flute up. So same idea, placing that lip plate right in that valley underneath our lip. And that's our first note, note D. Try it again. Place in the valley. Now notice how I've been taking a breath with my mouth. You don't want to take a breath with your nose. No sniffing here, because you just can't get enough air in through your nose quick enough. So a nice big breath through your mouth really fills up your lungs quick enough to support the airstream and the sound of the flute. The flute requires a lot of air, so be ready. If you do start to feel lightheaded, take a break. Take a break. Just breathe for a little bit, breathe normally, and then you can jump back into playing. But it will take some time for your brain to get used to playing the flute. Let's try that note D again. So we've got fingers thumb, 2 and 3, 1, 2, and 3, pinkies up in the air, this thumb's hanging out. Ready? Now let's try making a sound without going first. Just think about it. Then your second note is first finger, pinky, everything else up in the air. So no thumb, none of these guys, just your pinky pressing this key here and your first finger. You've skipped this key, you're on the second key for your first finger. That's your note C. So bouncing in the valley. And your third note, you're gonna press your thumb down and your first finger. So you've got thumb, 1, 1, pinky. That is your B flat. Now again, if you're not quite making that clear sound, you might just need to move the embouchure, make your lips be a little bit looser. You might need to lick your lips. You might need to move the plate to the left or the right a little bit. Make sure just a little bit of that embouchure hole is touching your bottom lip. It just takes a little bit of finessing, and that's something that we can work out over video chat if need be. Now that you've learned how to make your first few sounds, go on to the next page and show us how your sound is going.